Good morning, good morning, good morning, people. I am just gonna comment. I ain't gonna lie. I'm kind of freaked out about diseases and viruses. I don't like being able to not see what could potentially kill me. Um, there's a new flu bug going around. You wouldn't know this unless you watch the news because they dismantled a good portion of our CDC. Why I am kind of worried about this. Like, I freaked out. 'Cause the one thing about me, dude, I've always been like, bioagents and, nuclear war, shit that I can't control has always just kind of freaks me the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it freaks me out, dude, that there's another man that can just obliterate everything, right? Where you cut the CDC, you cut the funding, and then now you have shit like measles and all these other diseases popping up. Now, I was freaked out during COVID. I'm not even going to cap with y'all. Like, I had protocols here that were like I worked in a fucking biolab. My girl works at the hospital. She was on the COVID unit. The protocol we used to do was she had to strip at the fucking door, throw her clothes immediately into the washing machine. I would spray her. I would literally have a mask on and have 2 cans of Lysol, spray her with Lysol, and be like, go the fuck upstairs and take a shower. What is the name of this stuff? It's sub something K. It's a new flu bug that just came out. I'm not sure about all the particulars with it. I'm not sure if it's resistance against antibiotics. Best thing I could say for people is definitely have ginger, garlic, and some sort of citrus around, some sort of citrus fruit around, because those things work against those. Ginger especially. Like I said, I'm into plants and stuff. Ginger has antibiotic and antimicrobial properties to it. It's actually real good. If you have some sort of lung, I smoke, like, if you have some sort of lung infection, it will actually help you get whatever stuff is out of your lungs. Like, I make it into a tea, so, and then just drink it. So, anyways, that's not the point. The point of the matter is, I would say keep a watch on this flu, man. I'm not sure. I imagine I have some anti-vaxxers that watch my show and stuff. Look, man, flu vaccine it just helps prevent you from getting it. You know what I'm saying? Likewise, I really didn't trust the COVID vax. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you, I was put in a situation where it was like, do I get this or do I fucking die? So guess what I got? I got the COVID vax. You know what I'm saying? Not a bad thing. Yeah. We're in 2025. To be ignorant to the point where someone ignores science, that's just it's ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculous, dude. Like, I can't see. The same people, I'm going to say this, and I'm probably going to catch some heat for it, because people are like, how dare you? The same people that don't believe in viruses and shit, but they believe in God too, right? Now, both of these things you can't see, right? Now, I'm not going on some philosophical thing where we're talking about, the existence of God or nothing like that. And I was just trying to make a point, dude. Viruses are fucking real, man. The advancements in science, like, I don't know if y'all have noticed, but measles wasn't a thing when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, measles is back, dude. Measles, dude. What's next? Polio? Just think about that, man. when we make a scientific advancement in society, going backwards just doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Like, I mean, to any rational-minded person, it doesn't make sense. Best thing I could say, go get a flu shot. They give them for free at Walgreens. So, yeah, all you gotta do is make an appointment. They'll be like, bing, here you go, flu shot. Wash your hands. And, fuck it, wear a mask, dude. They didn't do that to try to take people's personal freedoms. It was literally like, yeah, it can help you from, like, not spreading a disease. That's why. It had nothing, you know, the outrage I saw. I wish people that had the outrage about wearing a mask would have the same outrage for watching all of our freedoms disappear. Like, literally within the first, 120 days of a presidency? Why don't y'all have the same energy on that? To where, you know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't want to be in your fucking house. Y'all had, like, COVID parties and was licking toilet seats. You know what I'm saying? But when freedom is actually jeopardized, no one does anything. People just sit there. It's a very perplexing thing for me to even try to figure out. So, anyways, as far as everything else, man, it's a gorgeous day out today. I just rolled out of bed. Been trying to heal this old dog bite. You notice I heal pretty fucking fast, man. That shit just happened, and it's almost like healed up. It's like I'm Wolverine or something. But, anyways, yeah, it's a gorgeous day out today. So we're probably gonna go do something with the dogs because they've been cooped up in the house. They haven't really been anywhere in a little while, so we're probably gonna do that. I did all my cleaning and stuff yesterday, dude. Wow. Speaking of yesterday, man, I did like 8 hours of solid work around the house, man. I was out in the backyard doing stuff for shit, dude. Like 4 or 5 hours, man. I'm trying to make my soil beds for my garden and stuff. So I'm mixing soil. I'm throwing in leaves and, you know, stuff that's gonna biodegrade and break down and make my soil even better. And I'm doing it for free. I am gonna eventually add some mulch. I am gonna eventually add some, you know, topsoil and stuff to balance out all the beds and stuff like that. But I'm just prepping it right now, and I'm doing it by hand, man. I'm not doing it like I don't have any sort of machinery, dude. I got like a backhoe and my strength. You know, it's very Mr. Miyagi type shit I'm doing with this garden. Connecting me closer to nature, man. Connecting me closer to, I don't know, man. I have a spiritual awakening every time I garden. It's crazy. I love to watch the plants slowly grow. I like when they sprout, you know, I all the way to when they harvest, man. It's that duality of the circle of life. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's like my blueberry plants, like they're deciduous, they fall their leaves, but the next year they will resprout and stuff. So, some things are like that. You get a gift every year coming from it. With the proper care. Then you have, you know, stuff like my radishes and stuff like they have a 30-day life. You know, it takes about 35 days for them to grow, and then they're ready to eat. It is a lot of work, and I will say this, man. I have the utmost respect for the American farming industry now, especially after all the budget cuts and shit, because that was a real dick move Trump did. To the people that supply us everything we need to fucking get up and go to work, basically, dude. Farmers are the backbone of our American society. And I will say that. I'm going to say that, man. You guys got duped. I get it. I understand why, you know, because I live in the country now, too. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I can kind of understand why. I see the vibe out here. I think the whole reason I live out here is to try to unplug y'all. And to get y'all to see something completely different, you know? Maybe not. Maybe I don't know. But the point of the matter is, I'm going to enjoy the day. And that's something for y'all to think about, man. What do you do each day to make yourself happy? Mine's very simple, dude. I love my dogs, man. My dogs are like my children. And they, balance me out. I mean, sometimes they get on my nerves too. Shit. Yesterday they was on my nerves because I was trying to get stuff done in the garden and they want to help. You know what I'm saying? And they're thinking they see me digging in the ground, they want to dig too. Well, that's not necessarily helping me out. So I get it though. They're just trying to help, man. But it's what do you do each day to make you happy? You know what I'm saying? It's the small things, man. I have a troll on here that's claims that they got all this money and stuff and all that. And look, dude, I used to sell dope, man. I used to sell drugs back in the day, man. You act like I ain't never had a fucking substantial amount of money. Dude, I used to live in a hotel on the fucking weekends and go to the clubs Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All with cash in my pocket. All with, as much shit you want to fucking put in your body. That type of shit, dude. I've been with the money. And you know what, man? Looking back on it now that I'm in the recovery, when I had that money, I was a real shitty person to people. I let that money inflate my ego to the point where, yeah, it was a problem. God had to humble me. I went to jail. Hey, I'm so slick. I'll never get caught. You know how you never get caught, dude? I'm gonna tell you. You change your ways and you act differently. You stop doing the shit that is illegal and you start just living a normal fucking life. Until I did that, it was me just trying to skate around the system. Skate around. You know what I'm saying? And that's the issue, man. When you realize that your life, like I came out here to Maryland, dude, I changed up fucking so much about myself when I got out here. I quit using drugs. I quit hanging around the circle of people that I used to hang out with. I got new friends, basically due to the AA program. I got my shit together. I got away from some of my negative, they talk about people, places, and things in the AA rooms, and that is some real shit, man. I got sober in Florida, and I was doing real good. And basically what happened was, and I already knew this before I did the fucking Matrix program. They served me my paperwork for my violation in Virginia well before I even got into the Matrix program. I got that shit when I was still in Jacksonville jail. So come to my surprise when I get to the end of the Matrix program and they run me through the system that I had no fucking warrants or no fucking paperwork or none of that shit fucking on my head. So they let me out of jail. And what really happened was, it was a lapse in paperwork. Loudoun County had a lapse in paperwork. So instead of filing it so it was ready for when I got released, it was like an 18, like I got arrested and I did the year in jail, but they didn't violate me for 18 months is basically what happened. So, now I'm not gonna lie, I was mad as shit, bro. I was so mad. I'm like, dude, I'm doing everything right, and what happens? I'm still in jail, right? So I had this attitude when I came home in Virginia to where I actually have a tattoo. It's Bart Simpson saying, damned if you do, damned if you don't. And that's how I felt, man. I felt like it didn't matter what I did. I'm going to still end up in the same place. So my mentality happened, which I'm just going to do whatever the fuck I want then. If I try to act good and I still end up in jail, I might as well just do what I feel like, and because the end result's the end result, right? So I got around a lot of the same people I used to hang out with, man. And I knew, like, I had all the tools, dude, because I got sober, dude. I got sober in Florida, man. Which was crazy, because I was a fucking crackhead out there. I got sober down the street from the place I used to use at, too. If that's not amazing. A lot of it was the people I was around. Anyways. So, I get back to VA, and it's just like I just didn't care. You know what I'm saying? I get through my little 6 months of probation, and I fell off, man. I fell off bad. Until I had a moment in the day where basically I overdosed, man. It wasn't heroin, it was on uppers. And I remember clear as fucking day, dude. Me and my girl were on our way out towards Baltimore, Laurel area. She was gonna go see one of her friends. We're on the highway. I've been smoking this shit and doing this shit for several days, and all of a sudden we're in the car, and it felt like my heart was gonna explode. I couldn't breathe right. I was breathing in air, but it felt like I wasn't breathing. The official diagnosis was a drug-induced major panic attack. But damned if I wasn't in the back of the fucking ambulance holding this paramedic's head talking about, don't let me die. Please, don't let me die. Whatever you gotta do, don't let me die. And this is the profound change. This is the first time, like, my brain actually was like, dude, you have a fucking problem, man. You need to do something about this or you're gonna end up like your best friend. I came home from the hospital and I had more drugs. And I did something I never did in my lifetime, which was immediately grab the rest of my drugs and flushed them. I got rid of them. I had about a gram, maybe a gram and a half of this shit left. And I've never done that. An addict flushing his drugs? What? And so from that day forward, I was like, yo, I can't fuck with it no more. I just can't do it. So then I replaced it with alcohol. Yeah, because that's a genius idea, right? I'll just drink it, socially acceptable. The problem is when I drink alcohol, dude, I wow out. Anybody, even dude. People have been saying this shit since I remember my buddy Doobie back in Ohio, man. When I moved to Virginia, he was talking to some of my Virginia friends, and he was like, yeah, don't give that dude no fucking alcohol. It's like, he can do whatever fucking else. He can do any other drug, man. Don't give this guy alcohol. He fucking goes nuts when he drinks. He is a wild ass dude when he drinks, right? Dave's right. I mean, I'm not gonna sit there like when I drink, dude. Like, I go based on full at that moment emotions, right? Like, I don't think anything through. I don't sit there and be like, all right, cool. If I do this is what's gonna happen. Like, I just don't care. Like, it takes away that barrier where I give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So now, like I said, it's the reverse of that. You know what I'm saying? I give a fuck about a lot of things now, and I care about things. I generally give a shit. When I came out here to Maryland and started getting my shit together. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When I first started, dude, it was like, hey, I'm gonna do these drugs. If you don't like it, I can leave. Like, that's the mentality. This selfish ass mentality I had, telling this girl that I just started dating up in her house, like, I'm gonna do fucking drugs, and if you don't like it, I'll leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, and actually, I remember telling her, this is my present day girlfriend, mind you. I remember telling her, I said, you can get between me and my drug habit, and I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna lose every single fucking time. I'm gonna choose the drugs. This was my mentality. And that was me being as I like to call it, junkie honest. Because I'm still in active abuse, but because I'm not lying to you about it, I felt some sort of validation. You know what I'm saying? Like, some sort of validation. But it's neither here nor there, man. The point of the matter is I know I started on the flu bug, and now we're on this topic. This is the beauty of the program, man. Where I'm trying to get with this and what I'm trying to do. Make up for the lost time. I'm trying to help people now because you got to consider my point of view. I helped feed people's addiction for years. You know what I'm saying? For my own selfish gains. Money in my pocket, a pair of Jordans, whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing the exact opposite now. I try to help people out. I try not to live selfishly. I try to live in a world where, fuck, brotherly love's back, man. Love thy neighbor. These little things that we as a society have gotten away from. I love my community out here because it's the first time I had neighbors I can go knock on their door and be like, hey man, I'm out of sugar. Can I borrow a cup? I swear to God, I know it sounds stupid, dude, but like when you live the lifestyle I lived where you walk outside and you're like, I can't trust these neighbors. They might call the police on me and shit. Like, once you get out of that fucking mind frame, dude, you can actually start to, like, man, people are cool, man. And you know what? Like, we might have similarities to some of my neighbors, man, but we're very different in our own ways, even political ideals and shit like that. I heard someone, Mystic Rose 1111, say it the other night, man, about, what was she talking about? She was talking about, she has an internet bully, which I actually think is my internet bully under a different account, but that's speculation. I can't fucking prove it yet. I only say that because of the ... She the terminology, the way they wrote, actually reminds me of somebody I know. So neither here nor there. But she was talking about how, her political ideals are actually very different than mine. I can tell by the way she talks and stuff, and I'm not gonna down her for her political deals. She said something which is like a precursor to waking up on this type of plane, and which is, politics shouldn't be an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, the beauty about America was the fact that we could have a political discussion and leave it at that as a discussion. Where we're getting dangerous now is the rhetoric is going into, if that's your op, you need to get rid of them. I mean, fuck, dude. They threatened an ex-CIA director just the other day with treason and death. And for what? Because we are using our First Amendment, Second Amendment, all our rights that are in the Constitution. And we're reminding people to defend the Constitution. And you do not take an oath to a king. There is some delusion on her part too, man. Look, if you're thinking Trump wasn't at the island, dude, he wasn't no informant. If anything, I honestly think he's a Russian asset and has been cooperating with the Russian government since the 80s. But that's my personal opinion. I don't know. I mean, the signs are there. You got a Russian wife. You know what I'm saying? His best friend's Putin. I mean, where I come from and the timeline I came from, if you cavorted with the enemies of our state, that was called treason. If you tried to overthrow the government because you didn't win an election, that's considered treason. At least from the document I read. Maybe we're not reading the same document. What do you think? Anyways, all right. So I've rambled enough, man. I gotta get my day started. These dogs are already starting to get restless. I'm just waiting on my girl to get back. So, anyways, hopefully y'all have a blessed day. Hopefully anything I said can put some insight into your mind. And hopefully just, do the next best right thing, man, for yourself, for everybody else. And try to live by that golden rule, man. Do unto others as you would want people to do unto you. And I've been taking that into real consideration. So I've been trying not to be such an asshole to people. You know what I'm saying? Notice I said such an asshole because at the end of the day, I'm still an asshole. But anyways, man, I hope y'all have a blessed day. This was a long video, man. I was actually going to make it short, man. I started talking about other things. And I don't care who's listening, but if you are listening and it's helping you, man, hit that like button, man. That's just hit the like button, man. That way I know my message is getting down to somebody. All right. Y'all have a blessed day.